Good evening, Catholic world. This is Catholicism Lost, episode 15. I think this is getting close to the last one that I plan on doing. Got some news here today. Cardinal Fernandez has told the hierarchy to stop obsessing over doctrine. This man is in charge of protecting the holy truths of the Holy Catholic Church. He's in charge of this, and they were handed down by the apostles. Everybody knows that. Synods are not bad if they're used to discuss certain matters, but they are bad nowadays since we're moving into a synodal type of environment to where the church is wanted to make friends with the world and willing to compromise the truths of the faith for friendship, basically. You know, two things, I was told as a youngster that you can't do at the dinner table with guests is talk about politics and religion. But religion is very important. It's way more important than politics ever were, because it's going to determine where you spend eternity, and it's very important. I can't believe that he has this person. I won't even call him a cardinal. I tell you what I believe that's happened, in my opinion, thinking about it since probably the 60s, and the reason the church finds herself in the position that she's in. She's always had enemies from the very beginning. The Romans, the Jews, it went on to become the Muslims, after that the Protestants. She's always had problems, but she never compromised her faith till we got into the 60s and the 70s. And I believe that the reason why is because we have not had a leader in St. Peter's, on the chair of St. Peter's, that is a strong leader. That's a strong man that will tell it as it is and will not compromise. I'm starting to not buy. I've been hearing for years and years, oh, the Masons infiltrated the church and all that stuff. Well, I remember when the church used to fight against the Muslims and everything, and they used to call on help from heaven and do their prayers and pray the rosary, and they always came out victorious. I don't know why they didn't do that then. These were simpler battles to overcome, basically peaceful matters, as far as bad people being snuck into the church to try to disrupt doctrine and teachings and things. Those people should have been eliminated. They should have been kicked out, like a boss fires a person that's not doing their job. And I don't know why this was never done. I think it's crazy, and now we're in a situation now to where we're compromising with everybody. There's only one truth, one church. It's always been that way. Where were all these other so-called churches on every corner 2,000 years ago? They weren't here because they're false and they're fake. And we all know that the true church has been around since Jesus Christ. He founded it. Anybody with a brain and 2 cells can look it up on the internet. You don't even need to read books anymore, account on history. You can look up Roman Catholicism and you can tell that that is the church that Jesus Christ founded. It's the one that has veneration of his Blessed Mother, veneration of his most chaste foster father, I should say, and it has everything in it. Nobody else has anything. All others are heresies. They didn't come about till like 1600 years later. 1600 years later. I've had some people of other faiths before tell me of other beliefs, oh yeah, the Baptist church, it was at the very beginning. What are you talking about? Look up the history of it and find out when it was established by Calvin in the 1600s. 1600s. There's our Jesus. There's our God. 1600 years later. That's a long time. I really believe that this is what happened. I think we've had very, very weak leadership. Starting with Paul the 23rd, I think he was very weak. Paul the 6th was even weaker. Why didn't they do something? Why did they compromise? They did a lot of compromising, and they didn't do very. They are responsible for all of this. They have to answer, and there's been a lot of bad stuff, and a lot of souls have been lost and are being lost because of their inadequate leadership. Hey, if you don't want to do it and you're elected, you have the option when you're elected by the Cura to say, I can't do it, I don't want to do it. You don't have to accept. You can say, I do not accept. If you don't want to take the leadership and you don't think you can do it, then don't accept it. And my goodness, we have just had some real winners. I mean, look at Francis. God, he was terrible. Leo, I kind of like Leo in a way. I don't know why. He's got a last name of some people that I was really good friends with in school, provost or prevost, however you want to say it. I still want to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's still early. He's really been terrible, but I hope that he improves. And like I said last episode, I hope he has an epiphany, because he really needs one, because we really need to turn this ship around. This is so ridiculous. Queers have never been accepted as curia in the church ever. Or priest, lesbian, nuns. I mean, this stuff is like, I'm embarrassed to even say this. It's like blasphemy to even mention this. It's so terrible. I can't believe it. But that just come to my mind just now. I think all this has just been totally weak leadership. I know some communists could have got infiltrated with Bella Dodd and all that stuff, but where were the men of the church who are supposed to risk their lives with martyrdom to protect the faith? They are supposed to be willing to die for the church than to let this kind of stuff happen. I tell you what, man, the Muslims will take them over so quick, or something happens, it won't even be funny. They will just bow down to them. They will bow down to them. There's none of them have any fortitude, I don't believe. I'm sorry. I mean, I know you have to have a grace to become a martyr. I know it. And you're only going to find martyrs in the Catholic Church. You got to die for the truth, not a half-truth and not a lie. That's where the real martyrs are. And can you imagine thinking about living in the first 300 years of the Roman Church under the rule of the 7 most terrible leaders to ever rule in Rome, what they did to the Catholics back then? It is, if you read on the stories back then, it is absolutely horrifying. Also, the reference to the beast in the Apocalypse is also, they say, a reference to Nero, how he ruled back then. And history may repeat itself. There may be another thing. I don't know. I'm not saying there will or not, but there's a lot of Catholics, scholars that believe that time has already come to pass, that was talking about in the time of St. John. And it could be true. I just don't know. But I'm just saying, just think about how terrible it was. We couldn't even hardly get along with COVID. Everybody ran down and got their vaccine and all that stupid stuff that had abortal fetal tissue cells in it, which is totally immoral. But everybody was scared and ran down and got that. Everybody was practicing 6 feet apart. On some of the utility trucks for electrical companies, they had 10 and 12 foot apart. You can believe that. It was so ridiculous. We had to put on our masks to go inside Kroger, and we all did it. There were very, very few did not wear one at all. I'll be the first one to admit it. I fought against it, put it down under my nose many times, but I did wear a mask a bunch of times. Just think, that was soft persecution. Just think of total persecution that the Catholics went to in the first 3 centuries under the Romans. under those 7 leaders. It is so terrible. I don't know how they did it. I really don't. I don't know how they did it. And they lived down in the catacombs. I forget how many feet under the earth. They built catacombs to have mass. The priests celebrated mass. They stored relics, the dead bodies of the martyrs. A lot of them they stored. They kept their bones. That's where the church first got the relics to be put into the altar. Relics, a relic of a martyr or a saint. That's where that all came from. Was from the first 300 and something years, and then thank goodness for Constantine. He came in and eliminated all the pagan religions and said the only religion we're going to have here from now on is Christianity. Thank goodness for that. God, blessed be God for that. But anyway, I wanted to maybe get off that little tear right there and get into some other stuff. The U.S. government, I believe it was Rubio, made an announcement, and I thought it's kind of funny, and it's kind of shameful in a way, but they're not going to be giving money out to Catholic charities anymore. That looks like that's hit a dead end now with Trump. They're not going to give the monies out anymore because they've done their research and they found out that a lot of the money that they give to these organizations, and you can expect it, very, very little gets to the people that need it. With health care, education, maybe religious education, just all kinds of stuff that people need. These charities, it's getting dispersed before it even gets to where it's supposed to get. So they're saying from now on, hey, guess what? You're on your own. We're not going to, and I don't blame them because it cost us money, but I mean, they throw away our money anyway. But anyway, they're just saying no more. We're not going to do it anymore. Going to go ahead and touch on another topic here of the mayor of New York. He's been in the news quite a bit. And boy, is he buddies with the Democrats. And we've all heard about Minnesota, Massachusetts, and how terrible it is in those states. And it really is. We're almost like a third world country now. It's totally a shame. We should have had somebody like Trump probably 25, 30 years ago before Bush, before they started this war on terror, which is a total fabrication and lie. Just benefits Israel is all it benefits. And the military industrial complex. And I know I'm getting off the religious aspect, but it does touch on the religious too, because we do have Catholics that love their country and they have been tricked into fighting for the New World Order. And I think it's a shame when I see these commercials of these wounded vets that just come back, they're all tore up. Some of them are like worse than retarded people. I mean, really way worse. It is just so sad. And then they're begging for money. Hey, our government needs to be taking care of these guys. Our government has put these great men and women that risk their lives for our country in harm's way, and they need to take care of them. And it's a bunch of bull. It's just like fundraisers for football and athletics and stuff. I think that all this begging from the parents more and more money is just ridiculous. It already costs $400, $200 to $400 for a couple of months for your child to play in something like that. But these poor wounded veterans, man, they are, it is just so sad. They've been tricked. Anybody can be tricked. I've been tricked several times my whole life. Anybody that says they can't be fooled is just lying to themselves. You can be fooled in a heartbeat, trust me. But anyway, getting back to the mayor in New York, how they've come together with the Democrats. And the reason this happens and it works out good is because Islam is a totalitarian, political and religious organization all into one. And communism, they say socialism is just communist without all the weapons and total control, which may be true. They're getting along with the socialists, and I say the communists in the Democratic Party, which is basically a communistic party now. They carry all the stripes of communism. It's just not full blown yet. It's above grassroots, so it has taken root in this country, all over this country, and people get indoctrinated into communistic beliefs without even realizing that's what they believe in, and a lot of people like them. I mean, that's why we've had communism for the last 100 years, is because a lot of people like it, and it's a shame, but that's why he's getting along so good, and he was swore in on the Quran. Now, that's a big problem too, because at least on the Bible, you're swearing into a true God, and you're when you swear on the Bible, I don't like swearing in, but whenever you swear on the Bible, you're basically bearing witness to God that you're gonna do the right thing and tell the truth. And that's why they have it in court and everything like that, because there's got to be some kind of thing that holds your feet to the fire, per se. And when you swear on the Quran, it might have a truth or two in it, but it's falsehood. And they and the other ones, which I will not say their names, they believe it's okay to lie and trick the Gentiles. So I'll just tell you that right now. If you don't know it already, you may already know it. But they are allowed in their so-called beliefs to lie and trick the Gentiles for their better good. So that's not good. That's not good at all. I can't believe that we're allowing this to happen. It's almost the way you look at it, it's almost like the same thing in play. The Roman Catholic Church, they say the way the church goes, so goes the world. And that is so true. And it just looks like, from the way I've been looking at everything, that it looks like the way I can see similarities that are happening to the Roman Catholic Church that I see that's happening to our government, or has happened to our government in our country. I do see similarities there. There are similarities there. And there's evil similarities is what they are. Also wanted to touch on, I know this, and I probably should have said it at the start. Sure, there were some sensitive ears around me, and I'm not going to toot my own horn on this, and don't think that I am, but I will say this for the youth and people I walk around, there is nobody believes in the truth anymore. They don't. There ain't nobody believes in the truth anymore. People are not afraid of God. They are not afraid of the punishment of God. Part of the reason, but not all of the reason, is we have false Christianity in our midst, that we have to live with it. All you need to do is say this stupid little prayer and believe in this deal, and you're going to go to heaven no matter what. No, that's a lie. That's actually a mockery of God, and I think it's all-out blasphemy. For that, it is all-out blasphemy. That is not true in one shape, form, but even if that wasn't here, if you take the Protestant belief out of the equation, I still think there's so many people that don't believe and they're not afraid of God. So many young kids, I don't know if it takes them to grow up like I needed to. God, please give them the chance and the time that you gave me, because people run around, the young, and they are just sinning all the time and with no fear. Even if they've been taught to faith, they have no fear, and they live and believe like there's no God. I think they think they're invincible, that nothing can happen to them. God, please spare them and give them the chance to come back, but God's not going to be mocked. Don't hide under that falsehood for very long, because something bad's going to happen to you if you do, especially if you die unrepentant. Yes, that will come back and haunt you in a terrible way. It's like people don't believe that there's a hell. It's like, to me, people don't believe that there's a God, and if they do believe there's a God, they believe that he is an all-forgiving and a Santa Claus God. Now, don't get me wrong. The time of mercy is now while you're alive. You have choices to make to save your soul, okay? The Catholic Church, Jesus Christ, gave us the sacraments from the time we're born, which is baptism, till the time we die, which is extreme unction, last rites, okay? For that leap into eternity. After that, there is no mercy, it's judgment. That's the difference. You have time now, so please, young Catholics, please, anyone out there with children, pray for your children and your family. Remember what I said, be one of those crazy ones. Like if you can't find a mass or you're nowhere near a true mass on Sundays, be a crazy one. Walk around, do your rosary once a day. Sundays, we got to remember they keep the Sabbath holy. That means that we're supposed to give God his due. That means worship, thanksgiving, and adoration. And we offer, the priest offers, and we go to Mass, which he is offering his body and blood back to the Father in a sacramental way for us. And we offer ourselves with him. So please try to go out, reach your children, because I'm going to tell you what, I'm seeing nothing on the internet about, they are so, all it's going to take is one mistake. And we're going to be trading missiles from continent to continent, back and forth, really. They're going to be coming out of submarines, jets. This Ukrainian war, Russia's warning, is fixing to get a lot worse. They're getting tired of it. They're running out of patience with NATO. And then all it's going to have to take is when it turns into a hot war with Europe and the West, is a mistake with a nuclear weapon. Let's please pray that a pope will consecrate Russia to Our Lady's beautiful and immaculate heart before any of this ever happens. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, but if you listen to Father Kramer, he used to do a lot of studying. He was one of Father Gruner's right-hand men, and he believes before too very long that the prophecies are going to come true. Even though we don't have to believe in private revelation, we all know that some of these prophecies, especially Fatima, was a public miracle witnessed by 70,000 people. So it was a public miracle, and even though we as Roman Catholics do not have to believe in it, you're kind of a nutcase if you don't, because it was a public miracle, 70,000 witnesses, even people were there that wanted to mock the apparition of Our Lady. They even had a change of mind and heart when they were there. So the leaders of the church have always said that it is worthy of belief. So I think that may be all I wanted to talk about today. And it's Monday evening, and I'll see if I can't get back Sunday. If not, a Monday or a Tuesday. I think I'm really going to do just 2 more of these for my 1 subscriber and my 1 or 2 views. Hey, I noticed by last episode 14, I had quite a few views on it all of a sudden. So anyway, thank goodness. Maybe somebody will come across these one day. Oh, want to touch on one other thing about people that are not able to go to Mass. If you're not able to go to the true traditional Latin Mass, which you can do, besides walk around, say your prayers all day, thanking your guardian angel, thanking Jesus, doing a rosary. There's all Holy Face prayer. There's all kinds of things that you can do. On Sunday or even holy days, do your act of spiritual communion. You're absent from the Mass, but you can pick a time and you can tell Jesus, look up the the act of spiritual communion, and you can say it every day. And it's supposed to bring a lot of graces. I mean, it's one more thing you can do. The Catholic Church gives you so many things that you can do to save your soul. So don't take anything for granted. Do that stuff, and you'll work yourself up to a higher place in heaven. And that's all.